No pressure.
Oh, pressure.
Jesus, will you crack that door open? I think that will help with the circulation.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. This meeting of the Rogers ISD is called to order at 6 p.m. There is a quorum present with everybody here. If y'all will join me, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amanda, we'll make sure that it's down, like, so you can't put down.
Now we'll have recognitions and celebration.
All right, so we have a very special celebration tonight. We've got Travis Doc Dewey. He was chosen as our Educator of the Year for the high school. And what's even more special about that is we were able to submit Mr. Dewey to Region 12 to compete in the Region 12 Teacher of the Year. So we're excited to see how that turns out. He did a great job with his essay application. And we have some students here who have some good things to say. Who wants to go first, boys?
I'm Sam Richter. I'm sure most of you know me. I graduated this year. I've been in FFA for 5 years since I was in 8th grade, and I've had the pleasure of knowing Dewey for 3 of those years. I will say that my first year as an FFA officer was quite interesting because I had no idea who our new ag teacher was going to be. And like I said in my retiring address, we definitely hit the ag teacher lottery. It was, I don't think there could have been a single better option for us to have as an ag teacher. I truly appreciate everything you've done for us these past 3 years. And I don't think FFA would have been as fun as it was without you. Glad I had the experience the first 3 years here at Rogers.
Very good. Next.
Howdy, I'm Pat Higgins. I'm going to be a senior this year. I have not graduated yet. I've had the privilege of having Dr. Dewey for all 4 years of my high school career and wouldn't trade him for the world. You can ask Dewey, you can ask my mom, you can ask a lot of people. FFA was something that I really wasn't going to get into as a freshman. And it took 1 month being an animal science class with Mr. Dewey. And I ended up on an LDE team. And that following year, I ended up being a chapter officer. And with enough persistence, I ended up being a district officer. This year, I served as Brushy Creek District President. And the comment has been made a couple of times that I should run for state office.
Yes.
And I'm heavily considering that. So I've been very pleased with Mr. Dewey, wouldn't trade him for the world. Like Sam said, we hit the ag teacher lottery, both Mr. Dewey and Ms. Williams. They both go together very, very well. Ag teacher lottery. So thank you for everything you've done. I'm honored to have you as an ag teacher, as an FFA advisor, and most of all, friend. So,
Oh.
thank
Boys, can I get your picture with Mr. Dewey? Is that okay? You want anybody? Here, y'all go stand back where I was, and I'll get y'all all in. I was gonna get the board in too. Yeah, yeah, y'all can just look all official. You, very good.
I can't stand behind you no more.
All right. Jesus,
I want to fit.
you are gonna fit. All right, y'all ready?
Right here?
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right. Very good. Oh, I'm gonna hug you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's all our recognition.
Yeah.
All right, is there any public comment?
All right, so we will jump to the superintendent's report. I shared that with you, but I'll just go through it really quickly. our student enrollment, we ended the year with 875 students. Our attendance, which was extremely impressive. The elementary was at 97%, middle school was at 95.73, and the high school was at 94.56, which very, very impressive, not only for, you know, the elementary and the district as a whole at 96%, but high school did a great job. So we have a financial report. Tracy, you want to talk, anything you want to share with that?
Well, does anyone have any questions about the financial report? As you can see on the summary board report, we're moving pretty good. If you just look at the revenues versus the expenditures, it's good because we've taken in more revenue than expenditures. That's always good. Who knows what June and July will bring? You know, we're mid-June, so we've got the rest of the month of June to go in July. We do get state monies for June and July, but come August, we get zero. So that's when we will start seeing a truer picture of where we're gonna end up. I think we're not gonna end up 500,000 in the red, so that's a good thing. But exactly where we will end up, I don't know yet.
So I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
anything that's remaining, that's a plus, does that go into the fund balance?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am, it sure does. Yes, absolutely. And that's what we want. We
gotcha.
want it to go into the fund balance. Tax collections, we're doing real well on tax collections as well. I know that the budget is higher than what we've actually taken in, but as you know, last summer, the state ended up, we got to include $100,000 homestead exemption. That all took place after we had already done all of this. So it looks like, oh, we're not gonna meet our budget, but that's going to be all of the school districts around the state of Texas. So, but otherwise, we're doing really well considering. And of course, cash position, you can see that we're sitting well as far as cash goes, so.
Mid-taxes, what percentage are we on? 40%, 30%, 60%?
It's on there.
I think it was at 48%.
48%?
Well, we've received, what we have received,
Yes.
yes, 92% collected.
And what's the 48%? Where did I get that?
I don't know where you
I
got
don't
that.
know. 92% collected.
We're at 92% collected as of, today. So,
And we normally, I forgot what it was, forecast like 92% on the average, wasn't it?
yes, now, usually every year, we do really well with our tax collections. We usually collect 100%. So we'll see. Of course, I don't think we will meet quite 100%,
We got it, Glenn. It's good.
but we'll meet, probably 98 to 99%.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you.
All right. So we are going to move on to our statement for public notice for our 24-25 ESSA. The attached document provides an outline of how 24-25 ESSA funds are projected to be submitted to TEA through grant application. We're required to allow for public opportunity to provide input prior to submitting. So do we have any public comments on that?
I think it's probably really important to let them know how it's planned out. So that was kind of included in there. So we've got our Title I, Title II, and Title IV funds. And our Title II and our Title IV funds actually transfer to Title I, and we do use most of it for salaries at the elementary campus, because elementary is our main campus that is
Title campus.
is the title campus. And so basically that's what all of the funds will be used for, is for salaries. There will be a small portion that would be used for homeless needs if that happens to come up. A couple of years ago, we did have it where transportation ended up being a need, and so we had that availability, and that will be available again. And then also there will be some supplies available for Dr. Dockery to have money for parent and family engagement. So Title III is also a part of the ESSA funds, but Title III is such a small amount that you have to have a larger amount for it to stay with your district. So we co-op with the service center, and so they end up supporting our district through the co-op if we need that support. All right, now you can.
Okay. Now, any public comments? Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
All right, so we need to talk about when we want to do our budget workshop. So 3, I think, good options for us are, we can do it just on July 22nd at 6 and not have a board meeting. That way we're not rushed. We can move through things. We can do it July 29th and start at 5:30 and do a 6:30 board meeting, or we can do July 29th at 6 o'clock with a 7 o'clock regular board meeting. So I'm good with any 3 of those.
I will not be available the 29th.
The 29th, so, okay.
What day did you say, the 22nd, what?
22nd, and the 29th, I think, is when we have, is our next regular board meeting. So, why don't we try to do it the 22nd? Is that okay, Tracy? He's not available either?
I won't be here.
Okay.
I'll be
Okay,
be sunburned.
you'll be sunburned. Okay, let me come up with a few more options and I'll text y'all. We'll get it figured
You
out.
don't have to be on Monday, right?
No? Are y'all good with,
We can do another day.
another day is okay with y'all? Okay, I'll give y'all 3 or 4 more options and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
But that helps knowing that that's not gonna be an option. Upcoming dates are right here, so, our principals have done a good job of starting to outline things like schedule pickup, meet the teacher. Coach Roten is getting his dates together, so his coaches are gonna be ready to start the year. Just kind of an overarching list for y'all, nothing big and fancy yet, but they're there for y'all.
Are we gonna have the board meeting on the 29th?
We might wanna talk about it. If that's gonna be a problem.
A lot of that has to be, y'all have to sort through a lot of budget stuff
Mhm.
before we can.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we need to take care of some budget stuff. Just because we want to be able to give y'all an accurate update, we want the workshop to be useful. And I'd like to find a time when we can all be here, because I think July meeting will be, good meeting, lots of good information. We're gonna do some STAR updates and have the budget workshop,
When you
so.
leave,
That Friday,
26th.
26th, through on this Friday.
I'll be back the 23rd.
So it's Chaz.
Yeah, it's Chad.
I mean, we could do it 24th.
That
Jack-
was a field Monday, I was like, I'm safe. I'm safe.
JP, does any day work or not work for you?
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good?
The last
Okay.
couple weeks of July.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right, so we will move on to, you good, Trey?
See, yep.
All right.
Action items.
Mhm.
So, what do we got here? Yeah.
So Washington trip, right? Our middle schoolers have every couple of years been going on a trip to Washington. I shared information on that through email. I think y'all got to see all that. It's pretty typical. It's what we've always done. Miss Parker oversees it. She and I met. It's kind of odd because it's not affiliated with the school. The school is not putting on the trip. We partnered with a student travel group, but they are still going as Rogers students, right? So I just want to make sure that you're informed, you have the information, it's easy to vote on and move forward with. It's something they've done every couple of years. But just wanted to bring it to y'all now, and then we will start moving forward. You'll know about it a year in advance. So you can expect this to come back in about a year because we'll be a year out from the next trip. So it's not put on by Rogers, but they are Rogers kids and they are representing Rogers Middle School. So
Yeah, I guess Will got to go on that trip a couple years ago, and it was pretty much a year-long prep up to
Mhm.
it, and you had a chance to pay for it. You attended virtually some meetings. They prepped you on
Yeah,
what was gonna happen, what they were gonna go see, and turned out to be a pretty neat thing, so.
yeah, and Miss Parker did a good job of putting all the information together. You know, y'all saw on the slideshow, you know, just, we have what's about 11 kids, I think. 11 kids, they have everything lined out, from the food to the travel to the, you know. I feel good about it. I met with her about an hour. I wouldn't bring it to you if I didn't feel 100% good about it. So,
All right. Y'all have any discussion?
No.
All right, we have a motion to approve the out-of-state travel as presented by the superintendent.
I move.
Second.
Yes. Sarah and Chad. All those in favor? All those opposed? Yes, it passes 7-0. Right? Yeah.
Look at you.
I'm slow. We're looking to fill a high school math vacancy for Algebra 2 geometry and a middle school sped vacancy and counselor. That's another.
What just happened?
I see. I would like us to consider giving the superintendent hiring authority until our August board meeting. Is there any discussion to that? We've done this in the past, in this time of the year, where it makes it a little more expedient for filling those holes. And I don't see a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right, any more? All those in favor? Oh,
You get a motion?
you want to motion it? Anyone?
I'll move it.
Brad,
I'll second.
Sarah. All right, now I can vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? 7-0.
All right, so kind of moving on to the next thing. When Dr. Battershaw was here as interim, Tracy was approved for a Chapter 21 contract. That was in April. Our local policy doesn't have her position included in that. So what we need to do is add Director of Finance and Business Operations just to the wording of this policy. So I sent this to the policy committee. They looked at it, got their blessing. You know, you had a chance to look at the policy. It's really simple. The only other position that we do kind of are doing this for is speech therapist, and it's typically for people in education who provide services, but don't necessarily need a teacher certification to provide those services, which makes perfect sense for business and operations and finance and all the smart things Tracy does. So that's just a little bit background. Policy committee, if y'all want to weigh in, anything.
You pretty much said
Okay.
everything.
Good
So
deal.
we'll just add it.
We're just
to
adding
number
her,
one
yeah,
to the-
Mhm.
just her, that title.
Yeah, because I think we were trying to make this happen, but didn't have policy set, so we're
Yeah.
actually making it part of the policy
Yes,
and
yes,
making it
yes.
official. All right, any more discussion? Do I have a motion to approve the policy changes presented by the superintendent?
I'll move.
Cody,
Sarah.
second by Chad. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? Passes 7-0.
All right, so we partner with Bell County Co-op as part of our special services. Co-op works with us, Troy, Holland, Bartlett, and basically providing services for our kiddos identified with physical disabilities, mental disabilities, emotional, sensory impairment, autism, TBIs, you know, so on and so forth. So in the past couple of years, we have paid for this with ESSER funds, which I think was a smart thing to do by the district, kind of gave us some relief in other areas, and we were able to take care of some other things. Our ESSER funds are out, as you know. The cost is $60,000. So what we're needing to do is just a budget amendment to take this kind of out of our general budget, since as ESSER doesn't exist anymore. So Tracy's here. Do you have any questions for her? Anything you want to add, Tracy?
No, you covered it well. Thank you.
Do we know anything else that might be in the upcoming year? They will be losing money as well, financing they will be prepared for?
With ESSER funds?
Not ESSER funds, but any other funds.
Oh,
that might be
gotcha, yes, sir.
In general.
Not that I'm aware of at this moment.
I think the only thing we've gotta be mindful of is we got a
Yeah.
safety grant this year, and that's a 1-year grant.
Yeah, like those.
Yeah,
We
and
gotta
so
be
there's,
really
there's nothing on
look
my
out for that.
radar right now as far as grants. ESSER was kind of the last
Yeah.
big chunks, but we have some coming up at the end of next year. Like our safety grant will be a big one.
And hopefully with that safety grant, the state's going to come back in and provide.
I think they will
more,
too.
You know, grant monies to cover those costs
I
for
think they will too.
things that they want us to cover at the district, so.
Yeah, that's a great question, but nothing on the radar
Nothing.
right now.
And likewise, if there's something else like the one you mentioned, funding that might be able to help us to kind of utilize for, to
Yeah.
cover
Right.
discrepancies.
Yeah, like I met with, our band director today and kind of talked about what are some grants for band that we can use to start funding instruments and things like that.
Yeah,
So
yes.
trying to get creative because instruments, once we fund those, we have them. And then we have a little relief until we need to start replenishing. And if we can wholly do that, then we can start cycling in and be more fiscally responsible.
Cycle, that's where I like that keyword, cycle.
Yeah. Kind of like technology.
That's right.
I was just gonna ask, the $60,000 for the co-op, is that something that we've paid for out of budget in the past?
We did,
Okay.
and then to try to help our budget, because you know, we
Mhm.
adopted a deficit budget for 2 years in a row. We've moved it to ESSER,
Gotcha.
trying to kind of free it up a little bit, and then, you know,
So this
Right.
isn't new, it's
it's
just-
not new,
Gotcha.
no, not at all.
Okay.
We've had it, it was just, we were trying to give our budget a break.
I got you.
Which was smart. It gave us a
Yeah.
couple years to kind of take care of things. Smart decision.
And for 2 years, we did.
Mhm.
We were hoping we were gonna get it in the 3rd year, but we, so many people struggle spending their ESSER monies. Rogers ISD did not struggle at all.
And that's so true. I mean, you are 100% right.
I can't imagine struggling to spend the money.
Well,
That's all we've known, really.
it's because of, you know, what you have to do after that
Mhm.
money runs out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, the sustaining.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the budget amendment as recommended by the superintendent?
I'll move.
Brad first. Who's
Second,
Thank you, Jason.
yes, sir.
All in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
All right.
And I'm sorry, but we need to go back to the consent
I
agenda.
saw that.
What'd we miss?
We skipped
Oh.
Minutes.
the minutes
Okay.
from the last meeting.
Good job, Tracy.
So you had a chance to review the minutes from May 21st board meeting. Is there any discussion? or amending?
I had an amendment. Let me go back and find it. Okay, it was for item 8A, approving the minutes. It should say yay 7.
Oh, yeah, I
and,
noticed
have
that.
Jesus in there instead of Keith.
Oh,
Yeah,
That was the only thing that I saw.
Yeah,
Good
I
catch.
did notice that, but-
that's the teacher and Sarah checking our work.
The editor in me, yeah.
All right, any more? All right, do I have a motion to approve the amended minutes?
So move.
JP,
One second.
Sarah. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed. Motion carries 7-0. Now we can go to consideration and approval of secondary assistant principals. Dwayne to discuss the process.
I will discuss the process. So this is my favorite part. We went through a very long and intentional process to find the perfect fit for our high school and middle school assistant principal. We had a committee that consisted of teachers from both the middle school and the high school, some, district level employees, and then they sent their top to the second round. Final round was myself, Chase, Drew, Jackie, and Amanda. And Chase or Drew, you want to talk a little bit about who we chose? I didn't tell him I was going to put him on the spot.
So this is Sarah Giles. I feel like we had a really good connection with the committee both rounds. She brings some different things to the table, some experience that Drew and I don't have, and we thought, this would be a good match here as far as curriculum, coordinating events, just a different side of the administrative role that she's been in as an AP. And so we're excited about it. Glad that she's here. Look forward to her joining us.
So she got to take a tour today, got to walk around a little bit, her and the kiddos. Anything you want to add, Drew?
I think that summed up exactly what the process was.
I would have never guessed that Chase would have been the talker.
Did a good job.
So Sarah, we are so excited to have you. You want to introduce your guests that are here with you and tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, so I'm Sarah Giles. This is my daughter Kinsley. She is 11 and about to go into 6th grade. And this is my son Jackson, who is 7 and about to go into 2nd grade, who is, rocking his hair.
Summer hair.
Yeah, summer hair. So, I'm from Northeast Texas, but moved to Troy, been here a while, and so just so excited to be a part of the Rogers community.
And Sarah's references had great things to say about her. She's a go-getter, very creative. You were doing all of Colleen's.
Yeah, so I was the student activities coordinator at Killeen High School, and so I handled all of the social media, the Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as all the campus creations.
So she's got a strong background in branding too. Take a look at the post I did today.
I saw that. I did. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's cute. Yeah, I liked it.
See, it is cute.
That's the way you say it.
It popped up.
I will tell you one of my favorite things about Sarah, and I'm probably gonna embarrass her, she didn't want to say this during the interview, is we ask a lot of questions, kind of from Jackie's perspective, because Jackie, sat in that chair and, we talked about, kids and when they're having hard days or when they make bad decisions and what does that look like. And the thing I loved about Sarah was the grace that she talked about giving kids and understanding the why. And I remember how you said it was beautiful. Basically, like you wear a kid down. Like you're just going to be like, hey, and hey, and hey. And they see you enough that they start to trust you. And I thought that was just such a beautiful fit for what I want for my kids and Rogers. And, so she's a great fit. We're excited to have her.
Sounds good.
I thought so.
I agree. Do I have a motion to approve Mrs. Sarah Giles as a secondary assistant principal for Rogers ISD? Chad,
Second.
Brad. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed, say no hands. Okay, next is consideration and approval of Lindsay Chandler as head volleyball coach. Dwayna?
All right, so Lindsay Chandler, I loved her interview, loved her energy. I'm not going to steal all of Coach Roden's thunder because we were stressing a little bit about finding a coach, and he went and found her, and he found a good one. So we got to her interview. She talks a lot about understanding the whole kid and getting to the problem of the whole kid. One of my favorite parts was we asked her, what would you do if a kid wanted to get out of your program? If they just said, hey, I don't want to be in this program anymore. And Lindsay said, if they want to get out of my program, it's probably been coming a long time. They didn't just wake up that day. And I would talk to them and I'd try to figure out and see what we can do. And so I think that's just a testament to who we want in Rogers and the kind of program that Charlie is building and leading and has done and will continue to do. Charlie, anything you want to throw in about Lindsay?
No, she's she was daughter. Her dad's a coach,
Mhm.
so she comes from a coaching family, and so that means a lot to me. yeah, I think she's gonna do a great job. I think she's for all programs and, I think, she's friends with, Coach Bull. Coach Bull and Miss Bull, they go way back. Mr. Escamilla as well, so, there's a little bit of a relationship built in here.
Yeah.
So it's not totally new for her, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Good.
gonna be good.
And our mom's a counselor, right?
That's
I think
correct.
her mom's a counselor. Oh.
He's smiling.
Mom. So, yeah, we like her a lot. We're really excited.
Fair enough. Does sound exciting, going in a direction. Do I have a motion to approve Mrs. Lindsay Chandler as the head volleyball coach for Rogers ISD?
I so moved.
I second.
I realized I was calling him by first name, and I mean no disrespect, but that was Brad and Sarah. All those in favor? Okay. All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. And I guess that's the end of the deal for adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn at 6:31?
I so move.
I'll second that.
Hey, can I get a vote? There you go. I don't even think we had to vote on that.
And can we give our new board president a round of applause for his first meeting?
I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying.
And thank you for getting our lives.
Well, no,
Fit.
you
You
want
get
to.
to write down on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
You good, Tracy?
Sure.
Oh.
Or do I need to turn it off?
Let's get some pictures for the social media.
Oh, yeah.
Chase and Drew, can I get y'all in? Sarah?